The Australian Central Bank did not cut interest rates as expected on Tuesday. The rate remains at a record 2.5%. The news sent the Australian dollar surging. CCTV's Greg Navarro has the details.
The Reserve Bank of Australia faces a very delicate balancing act. On the one hand, the Aussie dollar is relatively low. That's good news. And banks went ahead and lowered their interest rates before the RBA got involved. The problem is that growth nationally is sluggish, consumer confidence is low, and that's not spurring the private sector to invest more money, which is something many people agree needs to happen. Another concern for the RBA is the housing market and the impact the recent 0.25% rate cut had on the housing market. Here in Sydney, it spurred a lot of activity, but nationally, the housing market remains relatively low and sluggish and is not spurring the type of new home investment that many believe would help the economy. All of this, some economists say, points back to the federal government. Prime Minister Tony Abbott has struggled with his leadership, recently surviving a leadership vote, and he's been forced to rethink a very unpopular budget. All of this, they say, points to the fact that the federal government is not helping to convey the right kind of message needed to help spur the economy and instill consumer confidence.
Australia has challenges. We've got tax challenges. We've got a longer-term debt and deficit problem, and some of the solutions aren't easy. But you have to explain that to people. You have to lead them. You have to communicate. And it looks like we've got a Prime Minister and a Treasurer who can't.
Again, the Reserve Bank of Australia is really left with one choice, one mechanism to try to stimulate the economy, and that's to lower interest rates. And it has signaled that it will lower the nation's interest rate by another 0.25%, potentially as early as next month. If it does that, it will lower the rate to a new historic low of just 2%. Greg Navarro, CCTV, Sydney.